Hello, everybody. My name is Richard Stovall. I'm the CEO of SolPowerPeople. Welcome to part 2 of the first lecture of the SolPowerPeople Solar MOOC. I'm going to be talking about some of the solar MOOC mechanics. Before I do that, I wanted to say hello. I'm in Santa Fe, New Mexico at the Santa Fe RV Park, and what's particularly notable about that is this webinar, my computer, the internet, it's all being powered by solar. This is the nation's only solar-powered RV park. They're utilizing 810 sun power modules. It's a $1.3 million project installed by local integrator Positive Energy, and it's just kind of exciting to be teaching solar, using solar, so I just wanted to let you know about that. What is a MOOC? Okay, well, a MOOC is a massive open online course where the participants are distributed and course materials are dispersed across the web. This particular MOOC satisfies that criteria. We've got close to a dozen different countries participating in this, or people in countries participating in this this event, as well as all over the country and in Canada. And a MOOC is only possible if the course is open and works significantly better if the course is large. Well, it's an open course. Anybody can sign up. There's no fee associated with it, and your participation can be at whatever level you choose. You can just lurk in the background and just absorb the information through osmosis, or you can be an active participant. It's your choice. To date, we have over 100 people signed up for this MOOC, and the number is growing and growing and growing. So we're not sure how big it's going to get, but it should grow considerably from here. So a MOOC is not a gathering, but it's more of a connected a way of connecting distributed instructors and learners across a common topic or field of discourse. In this case, our common topic is the NABCEP PV Installer Exam. We're all working to achieve success on that test. MOOCs are a more recent form of online course development, departing from formats that rely on posted resources, learning management systems, and structures that mix the LMS with more open web systems. So the MOOC was actually created in 2008 by 3 gentlemen: David Cormier from the University of Prince Edward Island, George Siemens from Athabasca University, and Stephen Downs from the National Research Council of Canada. Together, these Canadian education scientists have delivered about a dozen different courses to over 10,000 participants. I should mention Stephen Downs. I'm in communication with him, and it is my hope that we can bring him in for a webinar sometime during the course of this event, maybe just to give us some best practices and give us some tips on how to make this a more effective experience. Okay? So principles of a MOOC. The first principle of a MOOC is aggregation. The whole point of a MOOC is to provide a starting point for a massive amount of content to be produced in different places online, which is later aggregated as a newsletter or a web page accessible to participants on a regular basis. Okay, this is in contrast to traditional courses where the content is prepared ahead of time. All right, so we'll be doing that. We'll be aggregating data from around the web on a daily basis back to a newsletter that we post and archive on our website. Okay, the second principle is remixing. That is associating materials created within the course with each other and with materials elsewhere. Okay, so that's where you, as the student participant, is going to take what we provide, or if you're an instructor participating, you're going to take what we provide and change it up a bit. Okay, make it your own. You're going to repurpose this aggregated content and remix it to suit your own particular goals. You're going to identify your weaknesses. You're going to focus on those. You're going to change the material up. So you're going to restate things in a way that makes sense to you. Okay, and then you're going to share that. You're going to feed it forward to the rest of the group. So we're all going to work together to create content, and we're going to feed it back to each other. We're going to share the repurposed ideas and content with other participants and the rest of the world. So notable point about this particular MOOC you're all a part of history, because as far as I know, this is the first time a MOOC has been attempted to enhance the practical skill set, okay? All other MOOCs to date have been what I call MOOCs about MOOCs. That is learning about learning. They've been on e-learning or connectivism or digital storytelling. To my knowledge, this is the first attempt of applying MOOC to MOOC principles to a specific trade skill set. So in that sense, it's the first time we're trying it. Okay. So why are we doing this? Why are we SolPowerPeople engaging in this activity? So earlier this year, we started to get requests from some of the many students that we trained over the last 2 years that are now eligible to take the test for March 24th. They wanted one-on-one tutoring for the exams and consultation. Okay, we didn't necessarily have the bandwidth to provide that one-on-one consultation. In addition to that, we had 2 employees that were also scheduled to sit for the exam. So initially, our thought was that we could, just generate some kind of a blog or a web-based study group around this topic so that everybody can benefit from the materials and they could help each other along. But then we recalled some research that we did on e-learning education that we learned about the concept of MOOCs, and we decided that that was the perfect solution for this particular activity. And it's not only is it the perfect solution now, it's really the first, best, and last opportunity to do this in this way. Okay, first in the sense that this is the first time the NABCEP exam is going to be based on the 2011 NEC. So it's a new test, okay? So people are needing to aggregate new materials. It's a new code cycle, okay? It's the best opportunity in the sense that this may be the last time that there are this number of people eligible to take this exam. All right. You may or may not know, January 13th of this year, the deadline to file your application to sit for the March 24th test was also the day that the experience requirement from NABCEP changed. It went from 2 installations sometime within the last 2 years, some of which totaling 1 kW, one of which tied to an inverter, to five installations. 3 of which must be 2 kW or larger, and the remaining 2, 1 kW or larger. They really have raised the bar on the experience requirement, and so we anticipate that come September, the pool of eligible candidates to sit for this test is going to be much, much smaller. So therefore, the opportunity to bring this number of people together to work on this problem and create some meaningful resources is fast closing. This is our last, best, and first chance to do this exercise. So we want to bring the solar community together to crowdsource the problem that is the NABCEP PV Installer Certification Exam. Okay? So some of the mechanics involved. We want you to sign up for the MOOC, which I believe you all have. It's just a matter of going to our website and clicking on Learn More, and there's a little form that you fill out. You provide your name, your email address, your location, and in doing so, you'll receive a daily newsletter and a periodic blog. Okay, the blog will provide instructions, reading assignments, exercises, practice questions, other insights. Okay, utilizing our own forum or Twitter or Facebook or your own blog or discussion groups or YouTube videos, you will engage in discussion and debate around the concepts and exercises that we provide in the blog, plus any other insights you'd like to add. Okay, so all the content that you identify and create in the greater web sphere within the social media, you tag with the hashtag SolarMOOC, okay, which is #SolarMOOC. And on a daily basis, we, as in SolPowerPeople, are going to crawl the web and gather all the content tagged with the SolarMOOC hashtag, and we're going to aggregate it back into a daily newsletter that gets emailed to you and also archived on our website as a resource. So to date, SolarMOOC lecturers, this is the first lecture. The There'll be 6 more formally scheduled ones. There may be dozens more that occur just out in the open web, video discussions about various topics that come up. So on Mondays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So far, we've got Mike Holt from Mike Holt Enterprises, Jim Dunlop from Jim Dunlop Solar, Brian Goldjabarb from San Diego Community College, and Johan Alson of Quick Mountain PV. These are the speakers that we have scheduled thus far. We are gathering more as we speak. All of these lectures are current members of a NABCEP technical committee, either responsible for writing the resource guide, as in Jim Dunlop, along with Bill Brooks, although he's not participating with this, or providing secondary resources for the resource guide, which is everybody else on the list, including myself. So who is going to benefit from a solar MOOC? Okay, well, clearly, any current NABCEP PV Installer Exam candidate will benefit from this experience. In addition to that, any future NABCEP PV Installer Exam candidate. In fact, if you never had a day of solar training in your life, but you think that if someday you want to take that test, you could benefit from being a part of this community. Solar educators will definitely benefit, because what will come from this is a body of reference materials and best practices that can be utilized by educators and students for the next 3 years of this code cycle. At the end of the next 3 years, then presumably we'll do this again. We'll call it Solar MOOC 14 or whatever we decide makes sense at the time. So I encourage all solar educators around the country to dive into this process and participate and add your perspective. You know, put your opinion in, help generate some of these materials, because we're all going to benefit from them. This is all open source. In addition, any solar educator that participates has an opportunity to promote their own advanced course. So that's right. Our message is this. Take this MOOC to supplement your understanding. If available in your area, we encourage you to take an advanced PV course and spend a solid day or two with face-to-face instruction with experts in the field. Okay? Having the solar MOOC plus local training from qualified training organizations should yield positive results for you on the test. Okay, so we wouldn't say taking this course, the solar MOOC by itself, is going to get you the result that you need. We don't know. We haven't created it. The content isn't there. We can't lay that claim. But we know that it's going to help you. It's going to provide a game plan, as Kathy was talking about in her talk. Lay out some study materials and get you talking to each other about these concepts. Okay. Furthermore, if you just take an advanced PV course without taking the solar MOOC, typically those advanced courses are bunched right up against the test. They're 1 to 2 days, and if you're counting on just that class to get you through and make you successful on the test, you may be disappointed. We believe the combination of the solar MOOC plus local training is really going to drive some success for you. So it's a win-win-win situation. All right, so what are the next steps? So because the whole concept of the MOOC is the aggregation of social media around a learning objective, your first step is to get some kind of a social media account. If you don't have one, go out and get any or all of the following: a Twitter account, a Facebook account, a LinkedIn account. We're suggesting that you at least get the Twitter account because it's the easiest to aggregate. So then, using the account that you've created, go to our forum. And I'm going to show you how to get to that forum right now. Actually, one moment. I'm going to pause this because as it happens, you won't be able to see this. So I'm going to share my desktop. Okay, now you can see it. All right, so here's our website. You click on our forum. And you go here to log in or sign up, okay? So because I last logged in with my Twitter account, it's giving me that by default. There's a cookie in there that's keeping that persistent. But if you're logging in here for the first time, you will literally have like a dozen different social media accounts that you'll be able to log into here with. So you sign in, and you're in. So, and here's the the Solar MOOC forum, and we're asking that you go to post questions here and post a question. Let me get back to the PowerPoint. Okay, so so you log in using your Facebook or Twitter account. So then we want you to make a post into the forum under the heading Post Questions here. Post at least one or as many as you like of those questions, concepts, job tasks, etc., that you'd like this MOOC to dive deep into. And we'll work with that material, and you'll give us some focus as instructors to feed something back to you. And we'll also pass it on to the guest lecturers so they can emphasize those points and concerns. Okay. Then we want you to go to your Twitter account and make your very first tweet with the hashtag SolarMOOCs. That's #SolarMOOC. We want you to just write something. It can be a short statement of your choosing. Basically, we want to test the aggregation and have something to put into our day one newsletter. So go ahead and just post something with the SolarMOOC hashtag, and we want you to get comfortable with the idea that the things that you're tagging out there in the environment are finding their way out there into the greater web environment, are finding their way back to the newsletter. Okay? So, in addition to that, you have a reading assignment. Between now and the next webinar, which is Monday, which incidentally we have Mike Holt scheduled to talk on Monday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, we want you to read page 1 through 119 of the NABCEP PV Installer Resource Guide, basically the whole narrative of the guide. You know, that's a lot of readings put on you all at once, but we're going to be going through each one of these lectures is going to cover a different topic domain of the JTA, and there are 6 of them. We don't want you to be reading just a little bit at a time and you know, get to a point where we're 3 or 4 days ahead of the NABCEP exam and you still haven't read section 6. So you need to make one pass through the whole document and then come back and we'll start, you know, diving into the individual parts and pieces of the document. Okay? You can go to nabcep.org to download a free copy. So, other tools, if you wish to create a blog, which we really encourage you to do, create your own blog. They're free. You can post your thoughts there, as well as any problems or discussions or whatever. So you just go to wordpress.org, and you can, you know, download WordPress or start a blog. It's pretty easy and self-explanatory. A company called myideatree.com, which is a shared group visualization, a relationship visualization tool. Okay, and I'm going to show you how I plan on implementing it. Okay, so but before I do, I want to show you the the study guide. So I worked on the team that identified the secondary resources for the NABCEP study guide. It starts on page 119, okay? They break all the subtasks out into critical, important, and useful, okay? So you can see there are many different subtasks, right? And most of them have one or more additional resources secondary resources that you can use to learn a little bit more about the concept. Okay, each one of these topics is broken. We created this document. I actually lobbied for high people utilizing this document wouldn't have to go in, copy, paste, search, find the article, and then you know, pull it up. The response that I got was it would be too much of a maintenance headache because we can't rely on external sites to maintain their links. Sometimes links go dead. So one way that I'm utilizing the My Idea Tree solution is, you can see here I've got verifying system designs. Okay, so I've taken all of the critical job tasks, those job tasks within verifying system design that are labeled as critical, and I've listed them all. Okay, and then I've pointed them to the particular web-based article that supports that job task. Okay, and here's the thing: some of these articles work for more than one job task. So, for instance, you can see down here, Solar Pro Magazine, number 3.4, lag screws in residential PV applications, covers 1, 2, 3, 4 different critical job tasks. So that's some guidance that maybe you need to read that article. So it's my plan to produce these hyperlinkable, we're going to embed this into the website, these hyperlinkable articles related in this visual way to the NABCEP job task analysis, so that people can just come in, choose a critical task, see where it's one that they know they need to dive into, click on a button, and bam, they get to the website that provides the article for them. So I envision that this idea tree can be utilized beyond just this capacity. ID tree format to create relationships to, getting back to my presentation here, if anybody has an interest in working with me and this tool, My ID Tree, to come up with this, this indexed live hyperlinkable job task JTA reference guide, in addition to other projects within the Solar MOOC, I've got a misspelling here on my email address. It's send me an email, rstovall@SolPowerPeople.com, and I'll get you set up with an account. We'll provide it for you. It's free, and we just need to help in aggregating these materials. Okay, so tomorrow what you should expect is you'll get a blog entry with the first problem sets surrounding the topic verify system design, and then further instructions will be provided with the blog entry. And beyond that, welcome to the Solar MOOC. This is going to be amazing. It's going to help the greater solar community, and I look forward to seeing the result and working with you all. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.